Hi everyone, welcome to week 4 of Wildlife Wednesday. This week we're going over mammal adaptations, but first, let's go over the plant of the week. A structural adaptation is an adaptation that an animal has, like their claws or their beaks or their fur. A behavioral adaptation is an adaptation that an organism learns, like shivering in the cold or shedding when it's hot. Let's look at some wildlife you may find at Government Canyon State Natural Area. Many Guardian of the Galaxy fans may know this guy is Rocket. He's a raccoon. Raccoons can be found almost anywhere throughout the state of Texas. They're nocturnal, meaning they sleep during the day and eat at night. Raccoons are omnivores, meaning they eat both plants and animals. Raccoons are also very opportunistic eaters, meaning they'll eat anything that they can get their hands on. Let's look at some structural adaptations a raccoon may have. One structural adaptations a raccoon has are their stomachs. Their stomachs allow them to eat a variety of different foods, which helps them adapt to their environments better. Another example of a structural adaptation would be raccoons' hands. Much like humans, raccoons can move their hands and pick up things much like we can. One behavioral adaptations raccoons have are how they eat their food. Whenever a raccoon has food, they usually dunk it in water. We really don't know why they do this, but this is an adaptation that they've developed. White-tailed deer are omnivores. Their diet consists of fruits, forbs, or grasses. They're most active right before sunrise and right after sunset. They're omnivores, meaning that they only eat plants. Their diet consists of forbs, grasses, and fruits. They're most active right after sunrise and right before sunset. Let's take a closer look at some structural adaptations a white-tailed deer may have. A structural adaptation on a deer you can notice are where their eyes are placed on their head. If you look at this skull from a white-tailed deer, you'll notice that their eyes are on the side of their head. This allows them to have a wider viewpoint of what's around them. If you've ever seen a deer in person, you know how long and big their legs are. This is a structural adaptation that they have developed. It allows them to run over 30 miles per hour and jump up to 10 feet in the air. Isn't that crazy? A white-tailed deer jumping as high as a basketball hoop? Here in front of me, I have a feral hog skull. Feral hogs are an invasive species that can be found here in Texas and almost anywhere throughout the United States. Feral hogs are so successful because they can almost eat anything. Let's take a closer look on why feral hogs are such a successful invasive species here in Texas. Here in front of me, I have a skull from a male feral hog. You can see it has two sets of tusks. The top one helps sharpen the bottom one. These are used to help defend themselves. Here in front of me, I have the fur and a skull of a coyote. Coyotes can be found almost throughout the entire state of Texas, and are very important to habitats. Coyotes tend to live in families, which consist of a mate and their children. Much like raccoons, coyotes are very opportunistic feeders. They eat anything from meat to plants to trash. Let's take a closer look at some structural adaptations a coyote may have. One structural adaptations coyotes have are their fur. They keep this thick fur for the winter when they get cold. But in the summer, when it starts to get hot, they lose it. seen one of these animals, you're very lucky. This is a bobcat, and they're very shy. Bobcats are very good tree climbers, which is where they like to spend most of their days. Bobcats like to feed on birds and small mammals. Think of a bobcat much like your cat at home. Its claws are hidden in its paws until they need them. Then they actually come out. These claws help bobcats catch their prey and climb up trees. Speaking of climbing up trees, bobcats are great tree climbers. This helps them to hide and stalk on prey, which is a behavioral adaptation they have developed. They're super shy and great hunters. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining me for these 4 weeks. I had a lot of fun, and I hope y'all learned a lot. Thank you.